Tired of burning the midnight oil, plugging away, trying to get quoting out? I'm gonna be sharing with you a system to speed it up, make it super fast, get those estimates done in record time. Right on. So estimating, it's all about the tools that you use. This is your estimating toolbox. I'm going to be sharing with you 4 or 5 different tools that you need to get into place in order to create a really fast estimating process system so that you can just run through it, get estimates done, move on to the next one, and everything is standardized and just a hell of a lot easier. So just as you know, you wouldn't start building a house with some tools, you shouldn't start estimating without the right tools in your tool pouch. So first thing we're going to be talking about is cost codes. You know, who likes them? Not too many people, but they are an important tool to have, and you want to keep it simple. There's a lot of standards online. There is, a number of different ones, and generally they're going to be broken out into divisions, labor, materials, and subcontractors. So divisions are going to be the big ones. If you are, like a remodeler, home builder, general contractor, your cost codes are generally going to go in a chronological, time-oriented fashion from the beginning of a project to the end of the project. So you have your planning, your kind of pre-construction. Cost codes will be like your divisions 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe, and later on you're going to be in demo, then framing, rough in trades, all the way down to finishing, and then at the bottom you might have your project management or miscellaneous services, things like that. So that is generally the order. If you are more of a trades business, electrician, landscaper, concrete, it's going to be more by different types of services that you provide or different types of projects that you divide. Is how you're going to divide your cost codes. The importance of having a cost code is that you can then track. It's easier for categorizing and organizing. Beyond that, you can track from your estimate through to the other parts of your business. So through to the budgeting and getting actuals down to invoicing clients, and it's just everything stays organized throughout the whole process, from estimating to actually getting the money in the bank from the client. So that is the first thing you're going to want to get into place. As always, if you want help with any of these, reach out to myself. There's links in the description below to get help with any of this, to get more details. But yeah, cost codes, get that set up. A lot of the project management software out there has kind of standard cost codes already built into the program. You just have to go and find them, but it's not too difficult to set them up. And again, keep it simple. Next thing you're going to want to get in place for like a really fast estimating system is your standard pricing database. So again, if you've got project management software using like a Buildertrend or a contractor foreman or Procore or whatever, you're going to have this built into your software. If you're using some other system, even just a spreadsheet, you should have standard pricing database. You should not be going to the Home Depot website or some other place online, typing in, 2x4, how much does it cost? 100 meters of wire, how much does that cost? Trying to figure out your pricing from online sources. You should have this in a database, and you should be checking it regularly, with supplier updates. If you work with specific suppliers, you can often ask them to create an estimate for you that has one of everything in your cost database. So just using electrician as a standard. If you've got like kind of standard pricing and you've got maybe, 50 different items that you will, materials that you'll charge out to a project, ask the supplier to create an estimate with just one of each material. And then they can easily, maybe every quarter or whenever you need, send you a new estimate with one of everything. And you can just compare that to your pricing in your database and get your database updated. There are ways for them, different programs where it does it automatically, but this is a really easy way just to get pricing from a supplier and check your pricing, because prices change, they fluctuate. Generally they go up. They've gone up a lot in the last few years. Inflation's been a little bit crazy. So you want to have this starting pricing database. And the reason this is going to make things so fast for you is you don't have to go looking up online. You always just know it's built into your system. It's easily plug and play, and you should have this like standardized in your templates for your estimate. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to know, what program do you use for estimating? If you use a project management or a specific estimating software, or just spreadsheets, maybe your accounting software like QuickBooks, drop it in the comments. Tell me what you use, and it helps me to know what people are using, and also create more specific training for those different programs. So moving on, you still with me here? Next thing is selection sheets. This is huge. If I get a point across here, the other ones are kind of easy. It's kind of like a set and forget almost. Selection sheet is something I see a lot of newer guys, even guys that have been in business for a long time, not have in place, and it's hurting your business. Please get it in place. And what this is it's simply a sheet that keeps track of all the different things that the client needs to select. So paint colors, tile, countertops, doors, like just what, everything that they've selected. You need to know this before the project starts so that when you start the project, you can just move into it. You already know this tile's going in. I need 6 weeks for ordering. These are the paint colors. Send that to the painter so that they know what they're painting. Everything's decided ahead of time. And the reason you want this for your estimating is you're probably going to have like allowances for just basic things before, just to get a quick rough draft to the client. But later on, when you actually do like a proper budget of what it's actually going to cost the client, you're going to need a selection sheet because you need to track what they're actually, what you're charging. Because if you've counted for $80, per square foot for countertops and the clients have, want something super expensive that's like $140 per square foot for countertops, well, I mean, you're kind of out of money, or you got to go to them and be like, there's a possible confrontation there because you haven't specified which type of countertops or what they're for. So make sure you always put allowance if it's allowance and it's not selected, but have a selection sheet in place because it's super easy. Plus, once the project is sold, then it's very easy for guys on site to send that information to always check. You can give your clients access to this so everybody knows what's going into a project. It speeds things up beyond just the estimating, but it's very important for the estimating portion of it as well. All right, so next thing we're going to be talking about is your quote tracking sheet and request for quotes. So these should be standardized. Again, you should have templates for all of these. If you need help with the templates, reach out to me. We've got these in place, standardized, and most businesses built out. Your quote tracking sheet is if you're a general contractor, home builder, remodeler, you're going to be getting quotes. You're going to be hiring sub trades. Even if you are like a concrete contractor, maybe you hire out other trades, you're going to get quotes from these other trades. You need a standard place to put them. Again, project management software generally has this built in, but this is super important because it keeps track of everything as far as quotes. And if things change, you can go back and find everything super easy. If you're doing like an open book type model with clients, you can share this with them as well so they know exactly, build that trust factor of like what the quotes are and what you're charging, and just applying your overhead and markup on top of that. The request for quotes, this is a very important document as well. And the way that you use this is you'll have standard quoting documents that you can just put in a scope of work and then send it to the right contractor. So let's say if you want to hire an interior finisher, you're going to have in your quoting document like your levels, your standards of finishes, what you expect them to do, any pertinent information, also any information that they need to send you as far as like if like liability insurance or maybe their business number or something like that for taxes, whatever it is. You put that all in a standard document, and that way you can just plug and play your scope of work for that project, send it off to 1 or 2 or 3 different interior finishers to get a quote. Makes it super easy, and it also makes sure that any quotes you're getting are going to be the same, so they're not going to have different scopes of work. It also makes sure that any like newer trades that maybe you're getting quoting for, they understand what's expected of them when they're quoting and what you're expecting as far as like their levels of finish and their service, their quality, their communication levels, all those different things. So does that make sense? Moving on, the last thing we're going to touch on here is cloud data folder. So this would be like a Google Drive, something to that degree. Again, project management software could have this built in, but it's very important to have a cloud system so you can access it from the site. You can access it from your your home computer, wherever, and you're going to keep your notes, your pictures, plans, permits, anything to do with the estimating in one place. Having all of this estimating toolbox stuff set up is going to give you a really quick and seamless estimating process. It's also going to make it delegatable. So a lot of contractors are a little bit hesitant to give up that quoting, budgeting job title, and that's something that you need to do in order to level up in business. If you are still doing the quotes and you're not able to hand that off to someone, that means your system is not in a good place, because with this kind of a system built out, when you have the right tools, you can then hand that off to someone. Yeah, you're still going to review and check it. You're not just going to let them like run with it unless you really fine-tuned it. But you should be able to get someone else to estimate. Maybe you check it 5-10 minutes to run through with them. Yes, looks good. You can send that off to a client or meet with client, hand it to them. It's very powerful beyond just like speeding up your estimating. It makes it delegatable. It makes it more consistent. It makes you more profitable. There's a lot of reasons to get this in place. If you want help with any of this, check out the links in the description below. There's a free course, how to build a business that works without you, how to start systematizing business, how to start thinking about that. And as always, check out the videos up on the corners here. We've got lots of other great content across YouTube. Go check it out. Here's to the best with your estimating.